Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and we are now starting Chapter 2. So, factoring quadratic expressions. We're still going to be working with quadratics. However, we're not going to solely be looking at them in their vertex form, which is the form that we've been looking at it so far. Vertex form is y equals a bracket x minus h squared plus k. But before we can do that, we have to go over some information about algebra. And we have to remember how to solve equations. So, let's start off with collecting like terms. Like terms are terms with the same variable and the same exponent on that variable. So, you also have to know what the word simplify means. Simplify does not mean solve. Solve means solve. Simplify means to collect like terms. Put the like terms together. So I've got 4 x's and a 6, plus 10 more x's, plus a 3, minus a 2, minus 3x. So putting the x's together, I've got 4 plus 10 is 14, subtract 3 is 11. So there's 11 x's. I've got 6 plus 3, which is 9. Well, actually, what I'd rather do is 3 minus 2 is 1, so 6 plus 1 is 7, and that's just easier for me to do in my head. But the choice is yours. And that's the answer. It is not an equation. It is an expression. It does not have a left-hand side and a right-hand side. It only has this expression is equal to that expression above it. Yes?
Can we do that in our head? Or
yes, just like that. Boom, done. X squared minus 7x squared. So that's going to give me 3x squareds. Negative 5x plus 4x. Well, that's negative x. You can put a 1 in front of it if you so desire. And my 8 is all by itself, all by its lonesome. That's it. Once again, this is an expression. This is not left-hand side equals right-hand side. I can't move things around. We're not solving. We are simplifying. Ladies and gentlemen, learn what the words mean. Simplify. Collect like terms. Distribution. So this is the distributive property. This is where this 2 is outside a bracket, and that 2 means that we're going to multiply everything inside the bracket by the 2. So it's going to be 20x minus 6. Done. The next one. The 5 is going to go to all 3 things inside the brackets. 15x squared plus 5x plus 35. Done. Next. 2 sets of brackets, each with a number outside multiplying it. Then I need to subtract this product from this product. Brackets are going to help you here. This is going to be 7x plus 28 minus 18 minus 6x. So what I did was I took that 3 into both of them. That's one way to think about it. What would happen now is that negative and that negative would become 7x plus 28 minus 18 plus 6x. Negative and negative give me a positive. Give me a final answer of 13x plus 10. Now, that's one way to do it. It's not the only way, and it's not even my favorite way. My favorite way would be to do this. 7 times 4, or 7 times x and 7 times 4 is 7x plus 28. And I would take that negative 3, multiply it by the 6 and get negative 18. Take that negative 3 and multiply it by the negative 2x and get positive 6x. This 2 would simplify to give me 13x plus 10, which is the same answer as above. The only difference is I did it in 2 steps. That's what I would prefer. Okay. Solving equations. Solve. That means to isolate the variable. So over here, you're going to multiply out any brackets. You're going to collect like terms on the same side of the equal sign. You're going to move all the x's or the unknowns, whatever the variable is, it won't always be x, to one side. And then you're going to rearrange using SAMDEB. Now, this is the opposite of bed mass. I don't usually teach it this way. I'm going to take that off, but what that means is that you're going to organize it in the reverse of order of operations, and we'll talk about that. So let's just do it like we know how to do it. We've got 4x plus 3 equals 15. This is an equation. That's a short form for the word equation. It has a left-hand side, it has a right-hand side. Whatever I do to one, I have to do to the other. So 4x equals 15 minus 3. 4x equals 12. Divide both sides by 4. X equals 12 divided by 4, which is 3. And you could probably do all that in just 2 lines. I just put in extra because you're following along. The next one. 10x equals, the 2 comes over to the other side, is going to be 50. Divide both sides by 10. X equals 5. The next one, this 8, going to get rid of the 8 first. So it's going to be x over 3 equals, 8 comes over to the other side, and that's going to be 21. 8 plus 13 is 21. Now, how do I get rid of that 3 with the x? We're going to multiply it by 3. So we're going to multiply both sides by 3. And what's that going to give me? These 3's are going to reduce out, leaving me with x equals 63. The next one, I have a distributive property to take care of. That 4 has to go into both things inside the brackets, giving me 8x plus 20 equals 12. Take the 20 over to the other side, it becomes 8x equals negative 8. Divide both sides by 8, it becomes x equals negative 1. Once again, if you're coming from grade 10 academic, you're probably good to go. If you're coming from grade 10 applied, this is going a little bit fast. But that's the course you picked, and you need to practice it until you can do it. If you want to put in more steps, that's perfectly fine. So again, we have the distributive property at play here. 6x minus 8 equals 22. The 8 goes over to the other side, becomes positive. 6x equals 30. Divide both sides by 6, and I'm going to get x equals 5. By the way, sometimes we forget what that actually means. What this means is that if I take 5 and put it in here for this x, I get 3 times 5, which is 15. 15 take away 4, which is 11. 11 times 2 is 22. And it equals the right-hand side. So that's what that means. That's a solution. It makes it equal. All right. Oh, wow, look at that. Well, that's pretty ugly looking, but it's pretty easy. 5x take away 2x means that that's actually 3x's. 3 plus 6 means that that's actually 9, and I didn't do anything to the right-hand side. So all I did was simplify the left, take the 9 over to the other side, divide both sides by 3. Look at that. I'm getting it really down to just the bare bones, aren't I? If you want to put in more steps, go ahead, but that's getting kind of slick. That's pretty neat.
Wait, sir.
Yeah.
What did you take this 6 and 3 over?
Well, let's go slow. The 9 goes over. So it's 3x. The 9 goes over. 6 minus 9. 6 minus minus 9 is 3. I now divided this by 3, divided that by 3, and I get negative 1.
Where did you get the 9?
Well, what do you think 3 plus 6 is?
9.
That's the 9.
You didn't do what you were doing before.
Yeah, I did.
Then you do 6 minus 9.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
You're quite correct. Next, you'll notice I have no simplifying that I can do on either side of this equation. So what I'm going to do is get all of the variables on one side and all the numbers on another. Notice this was 12x. I didn't write it with a plus. I didn't need to. So it's now going to be, is it 9? Yeah. 9x equals 18. Yeah. Divide both sides by 9, and we get x equals 2. Same sort of things happening here. I want all my variables on one side, and it's convenient if I put them on the left-hand side. So it's going to be 3x plus 2x equals 13 plus 7. So I moved the 7 over to this side and the negative 2x over to this side, which is going to give me 5x equals 20. We're going to divide both sides by 5, and we're going to get x equals 4. Now, I don't want to lose anyone, so I want to go back to what one of the students asked a question in class, and it was this one. And he was a little bit distraught because he saw things happening all over the place. So looking at this one again, which is F, let me show you exactly what's happening. You ready? I've got a 5x and a negative 2x. That gives me 3 x's in total. Agreed? I've got a 3. I've got a 6. 3 and a 6 gives me 9. So I've simplified this side. The 9 comes over to this side. 3x equals 6 minus 9, which is 3x equals negative 3. We then divide both sides by 3, and we get x equals negative 1. Okay, let's see what's on the other side of this sheet. It's practice. Off you go. You kids at home, remember you can use PhotoMath. You can download that for free on your phone, and you can go over and take a picture, and it will show you the steps. You can also check the answers at the bottom and see if you got them right. Spend some time and do this now, and then we'll be back.